Hey everybody, I'm Jack. This is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope everybody's week got off to a good start out there. I've been pretty productive today. I got started early, did some errands, did some house cleaning, been doing some work, and time to do that video for the day before time gets away from me. Today I want to talk about my favorite thing about a raw food diet. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you go down there and hit that subscribe button now. Then be sure you click on the little bell and check send notifications to stay subscribed to the channel. Also go down to the description below and check out my store, rawtropicallivinggear.com. I'm actually wearing one of the non-vegan shirts today. Namaste, the divine in me bows to the divine in you. We got different styles, different colors, so go check it out. So what is my favorite thing about a raw food diet? You know, there's so many things. It's kind of hard to pick out, but this one is by far the favorite thing about my raw food diet, and it suits a lazy person like me. It's just absolutely a beautiful thing for somebody lazy like me, and that's the fact that there are so many options. There's so many easy options. There's so many easy options that require very, very, very little prep work, unless you decide to do it that way. Don't get overwhelmed watching these Instagram accounts and these YouTube channels where people are chopping all the time. Jesus, I'd blow my brains out just chopping constantly. I can't even imagine a world of just like chopping 2 or 3 times a day. In fact, I go through long periods where I think, ooh, it sure would be nice to make this, or this, but I'm like, yeah, I just don't really feel like all the chopping that's going to come along with that. So that's one reason, you know, people ask me a lot of times why, you know, like there's some, I think it's all this. I look kind of mysterious because of this, so there must be all these deep reasons I do what I do. Nah, I'm pretty basic. I'm about as deep as a mud puddle. And a lot of times when people are like, well, why do you do this so much? Why do you eat so much ice cream? Why do you drink smoothies all the time? It's like lazy. I just didn't feel like making anything else, and especially around dinner time. Now my daytime, I'm kind of just on autopilot. I eat very similar most all days, you know, whether I, even if I eat some cooked food, and my day, that's usually in the evening. Daytime always looks pretty much the same. I hydrate first. This time of the year is that watermelon juice time of year, closer to the cold weather. I usually do orange juice a lot of mornings. Next meal, I'll generally either eat some fruit like mangoes, or I will blend something up. Like this morning, I cut up 3 mangoes and blended that with 3 bananas. Then I'll have my power smoothie during the day, which that's pretty much a staple, and that's easy to make. It's just a ton of bananas, as much kale as I can cram in. Some hemp seeds, some spirulina. I always like my spirulina. I've just been all about spirulina for years, and a little bit of cacao in there, and that usually keeps me going for a long time, because that's usually anywhere from a 9 to 12 banana smoothie. And then I'll usually have some little something in the afternoon, and then comes the evening. Well, you know, there's just been a lot of times, and this happened a lot when I was living in Costa Rica, where I was either, you know, I worked at this little place for a while. I was shooting surf video on the beach and doing some of their social media and doing some other things. So, you know, if I shot surf video in the afternoon in that blazing sun, I didn't feel like making anything at night. Also, too, I was going to yoga a lot then, and there were a lot of evening classes. So, you know, I'd come in, it'd be end of the day, I'd just done a long, heavy yoga class, and I'd be like, I just don't feel like making any food. So that's when I just, you know, okay, well, I'm just going to have a green smoothie for dinner, or I'm just going to have ice cream for dinner. And there's no guilt. There's no guilt. I've eaten ice cream for breakfast. I've eaten ice cream for dinner. Now, in all seriousness, I'm never telling anybody to make, you know, people love to just like jump on something like, well, that's all you do. Just because you eat it a lot or you eat it for a regular period of time, no, I don't live on ice cream. I don't live on smoothies. Actually, I just go through different phases and stuff, and I probably mix it up quite a good bit. In fact, I'm going to have some tacos this afternoon, raw tacos. I've got some mock taco meat. I got some fresh salsa. I got some fresh guacamole that I'm about to make. So always something, and something like that I can get down with, because that's a very easy one right there. Salsa is like, there ain't no chopping other than about 4 chops. I just chop my tomatoes up. I chop up some onion. I chop big chunks of tomato, big chunks of onion, a little cilantro, a little lime juice. Bing bang boom. Hit that pulse, and I got salsa. So if you're probably starting to pick up a theme here, yeah, he's lazy. He's lazy and he don't like to do a whole lot of food prep. Now that might be different. Who knows? You know, I live by myself. I prepare food for myself. I eat by myself. It might be different, you know, if I was spending time with somebody else that liked to eat like me. But anyhow, one thing I'm going to mention though. Now there's going to be people saying, well, I couldn't do that. I need this, this, and that. Not saying you need to do that, not even saying you should do that. You know, I kind of like, honestly, I really do like a little bit more balance in my day. Like if I've eaten the fruit and whatever all day, I do feel my best when I have a great big salad in the evening. But once again, I'll usually end up just like, you know, head of lettuce and doing some sort of a dressing or whatever, because I don't like to chop a whole lot. But the thing is though, here's the little catch to what my favorite part of this raw food diet is. Not everybody's going to be able to do that, because not everybody can enjoy the simplicity that I do. Most people's taste buds are corrupted. Did you know that? That's what the whole thing is about switching, transitioning, coming to this new lifestyle. Your taste buds are corrupted. It's like you got a drug addiction or whatever in your tongue. Why do you think people have so many condiments in their refrigerator? Why is there so many different things that need to be? And hey, I'm not saying it's got to be as plain as just a plain banana. I use Bragg's aminos. I use smoked paprika. I use chili powder. I use garlic. I use various things. But I don't need like 27 things to make the actual food that I'm trying to eat taste good. And that's something that you've got to work towards a little bit. And once your body, it takes a little bit of your body cleaning out before you get to where you can just appreciate and actually enjoy that simplicity. I think I've mentioned this before, but I don't eat anything I do just out of kind of this strict adherence to a raw food diet or this raw vegan lifestyle or whatever. Everything I eat, including that smoothie that most people look at like sludge, love it. Love it, love it, love it. I love everything that I eat on this lifestyle. Even the fails. I've, you know, every once in a while I'll play around and a recipe will not be the best in the world. Or it's not actually a recipe, but just whatever I'm mixing will not be the best in the world. It's generally not bad enough. I've made, God, I bet you I could count on one hand in 7 years things I've made that I just totally didn't eat and ended up getting rid of. So your taste buds, they're going to change. And you know, maybe in the beginning it is kind of this thing with this, like with the cigarettes and with the drinking, you do have to apply a little willpower, but the longer you don't put those things back in your mouth, the faster your body and your mouth clean out, and the faster you get to where you enjoy that simplicity. Like I say, I can't sit and tell you, okay, this happened at year 3, this happened at year 4, this happened at year 1. But I just notice that even if it's gotten slower, you know, the longer you do this, there's been a steady progression of things I just don't need anymore. Like the other day, somebody was asking me about the nuts. And I had mentioned it, but they just hadn't seen that part yet, so that's all good. But I was talking about the nuts and how, like, I never said, you know, I've never been a proponent of eating a lot of them. Even back in the day when I was eating nuts, I always kind of preached moderation on that and just be very careful because the nuts can get away from you. But throughout the years, and I would, you know, every once in a while, I've never been uber strict on myself. Never, 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 can't do this, can't do that. I'd have nuts at night from time to time, every so often, but I noticed it just started to get less often and less often and less often. And I can't remember when it was, but it's been probably within the last 18 months, if I remember correctly, that I just haven't even said, even the pistachios. You know, I give myself permission to every few weeks or at least once a month, get a little small bag of pistachios and eat them at night while I'm, you know, watching TV or doing something. Wasn't like I made a decision not to do that anymore. Just don't need it. Just don't need it anymore. The simplicity gets me there. And like I say, this is perfect for the lazy guy because there's a lot of options. Like I say, if this afternoon, if I get busy, now I'm going to eat a few of these tacos, but I'm probably not going to fill up on that. I will eat something else. So, but if I get busy, screw it. I'm just going to do a green smoothie. You know, bing, bang, boom, throw it all in the blender, blend it up. There you go. Or I'm going to make an ice cream. Well, theoretically, in the situation, I'd eat an ice cream. I'm in a bit of a banana shortage these days. The good times finally came to an end. One of the stores where I got my sale bananas apparently has closed during the middle of the summer, went out of business. And the other store has gotten better with their stock because I have not seen any sale bananas in like 2 weeks there. But so I don't have bananas in the freezer, so I can't have it tonight. But always something around. I got blueberries in the freezer. I could blend that with mangoes. I could blend it with just room temperature bananas. But the point is, the longer you do this, the cleaner you get with it to a reasonable degree. And I'm not trying to be Mr. Purity, but the cleaner you get with this, the easier it becomes because your tongue is not complicated, and you can be satisfied by simpler things. So that is without a doubt my favorite part of this lifestyle, is that it doesn't take a lot of preparation, or it only takes as much preparation as I want to put into it. So anyhow, just kind of a little sharing my thoughts today. I don't know if that really had a big point or anything, but hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.